Often what you find is it's difficult to come up with the larger beliefs or larger frameworks or larger philosophies or the larger vision of an organization. But I think what is even more difficult than that is figuring out how do you operationalize it, how do you make it come alive on a day-to-day basis. And often that's where organizations and entities fail. That you might have a big vision or something which is very compelling, but you might not have figured out ways to make it come alive on a daily basis. Those are the dirty details which need to be figured out on the small level, right? That comes in the larger category of how do you build culture, right? Because what is culture? Realizing that larger vision, right? Because how we see vision is who you want to be and what you want the world to be. So if we can model that, we're living up to our vision, and then everything comes alive. And so you need to put a lot of thought into things like, what is the behavior that is allowed in the school and what is not, for example? What is encouraged, what is not? What kind of language is modeled and what is not, right? What kind of traditions are set up in school and what are not, right? And what are the stories that are told, right? And along these different elements, you weave your culture in, right? So, and then you need to have a lot of structures already there in the day-to-day routine which enforce the messages, right? So if excellence is a habit, which is a message that we want to give along, it needs to come up in multiple places. It needs to come up when someone gets something right, and what do they hear? Do they hear an ability-based feedback or do they hear an effort-based feedback? When they get something wrong, then what is the message that is given to them, right? What is the non-verbal reaction which shows up on a teacher's face when the child makes a mistake? Or what is the non-verbal reaction that shows up on a leader's face when they see a teacher teaching the lesson incorrectly, right? Because that will model your lesson a lot more. So you can have excellence as a habit put there, but if someone gets something wrong and you have this kind of a face, you've clearly given the message that it's wrong and that's it, right? Whereas the message you want to give that it's a journey, right, that needs to go along. So there's constant reflection on what went well. There's constant reflection of what could be better, right? And that's done on a daily basis, that's done on a weekly basis, that's done across grades, that's done in content teams, that's done on a school basis level, right? So if excellence is a habit, which means there need to be multiple points in the day, in the week, in the month, in the year when people are considering their journey, when they're considering how they're improving, is there growth, and seeing that piece, right? The same needs to be done for children, right? They need to be shown that growth, right? If grace under pressure is an important part of your thing, then it needs to be built into the framework of the discussions you have on a regular basis so that those things keep coming up. And ultimately, that's the way how you build culture, right?